I spoke to Lauri Love and I began by asking his thoughts when the decision came through.
So there were two moments because I got advance notice. I was the only person allowed to be told an hour before the public announcement, so I had to keep a poker face until everybody else knew. But it was just monumental relief, thankfulness that I don't, hopefully in 2 weeks I can say I don't have this cloud hanging over my head.
Your parents had made the case for you very vocally in the run-up to this that you were in a terrible state. Mm-hmm. I mean, give us a sense of that period.
Yeah, so it's a feeling of constant, continuous despair that stays at the back of your mind, knowing that at some point you may be plucked away thousands of miles to possibly never see your friends and loved ones again, and to serve time in inhumane conditions. That has led to very acute episodes of depression and suicidal thoughts for sometimes days on end, which depression also affects your ability to be productive, to contribute and to do work and projects. So it's been a very heavy toll on myself and the family for the last 4 years.
It's been suggested that you could be a poacher turned gamekeeper.
I mean, I do a lot of security work already. I contribute to resolving vulnerabilities and fixing broken systems.
How did you discover you had this talent?
My dad was interested in computers, and so there was a good few of them laying about. We had one when I was a kid. I started playing games on it, and I realised that some of the games you could look at the code for, and you understand that perhaps you can then change it if you take the time to puzzle it out. And then you've got the power to actually imagine and create the game and change the game as you see fit. And that's the essence of hacking. It's nothing malicious or criminal. It is the ability to see a technology and see a new potential in it.
How old were you?
Like 8 or 9. I don't know. I was programming things when I was in my teens, early teens.
Were you looking at systems and poking at them, in your words, because you were politically motivated?
In this particular case, there was a campaign after the tragic death of Aaron Swartz, who was an incredibly talented young man from America who was persecuted under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, and due to an overzealous prosecution, he tragically took his own life. And so the protest of which I'm accused of being involved was against that, and it aimed to instigate reform of the US criminal justice system, especially coercive plea bargaining and the ability to put sentences that in my case amounted to 99 years in theory, and in Aaron's case 33 years, and all he did was download too many articles from a scientific archive. So that there is a serious need for reform of this system, because it's far too easy for prosecutors to ruin a person's life unnecessarily.
And are you prepared, I think as your father has suggested, to face the music as long as it's to a British band?
Absolutely. So the victory that we're actually celebrating today is not the end of the line for me legally. We're celebrating what everybody else that is accused of a crime in the UK gets automatically, and that is to be tried under our legal system in front of a jury of our peers.
Do you feel today that your life has opened up again?
Absolutely. There was.
Do you have a future?
I can now start thinking and planning my future, and have been living day to day, month to month. So I have university studies to complete. I'd like to settle down, find a place to live with my partner, and think about things like mortgages and making a family. And it's very hard to do that if you think that you might not be in the country this time next year.
I imagine there will be some parents watching, thinking, have you said sorry to your mum and dad for what you put them through?
I've said sorry a lot of times, and they've been incredibly understanding and compassionate, and without their support I wouldn't be here today.